What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take. Vicky, how are you?
I am good. How are you? What's going on?
Uh, doing good, doing good. So we haven't been around the last 2 weeks. The quick synopsis for She-Hulk episodes 5 and 6, they were okay.
Well, the wedding was funny.
Yeah, the wedding was funny, but for
I
the
don't
most part,
remember what the other one was. What was the other
the other one
episode?
was the trial with Titania. That was the other one.
Oh yeah, they were both
Yeah.
were funny. They were both
Yeah.
good. They were cool.
Yeah, they were both okay in my opinion. The wedding was hilarious for a lot of reasons, but if you haven't had a chance to go watch on YouTube, the fight between Titania and She-Hulk was hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
and Drunken Jen is funny. So this week's episode, The Retreat. Well, let me ask you this: what did you like about the episode?
I thought it was funny when they made Jen sit down and talk about her feelings, and they all were like, "Let's kill him."
Yeah,
No. We're supposed to be better than that. Nah, kill him dead.
I mean they were gonna ride on that dude for real.
Yeah.
They're gonna ride on that dude. Um, that's one thing about this. One of my complaints that I started having with the show was the constant beatdown of Jen. I kind of got tired of it because it was getting old. Because it was just like, okay, dude, we get it. You're trying to make it seem like she's having I don't want to say crisis of conscience or faith or whatever, but like basically she's thinking that She-Hulk is better than what she is, and I'm like,
it's an identity crisis. That's what happens when you have two distinct whatever in one person. The identity crisis has to happen.
Yeah, but it got to the point where it was just like, okay, dude, Jen is actually not that bad. So I'm like, it was kind of getting to the point where, all right, y'all made your point. You don't have to keep drilling it down. That's why I was kind of happy with the whole.
The problem is until Jen believes it, it's always going to be there.
Yeah,
she's not there yet.
There was one recurring character from the wedding, and that was Josh. And I was like, something ain't right with this dude. And that was the person that was at the wedding that was talking to her, basically. Mm-hmm. And at first it was like, okay, that's different. This is actually going to give her a W. And then I started thinking about it. Wait a second. If they couldn't get the blood out of She-Hulk, they can. Oh my! And I was right, because that's basically all Josh was there for, was to get a sample of her blood. And of course, they did the long con where he basically took her out. They did this over a montage sequence, mm-hmm. which is how she wound up at Emil Blonsky's retreat center place because his ankle bracelet stopped working, so she had to go. She went out there with his parole officer to actually see what was going on, and he was scared because he thought that if he turns to Abomination, he was going to be in trouble. Yep. So he had her go as She-Hulk, and next thing you know, she gets wrapped up and spends the whole weekend with him. Needless to say, the D-list characters that they have from Marvel that they put in this episode were awesome. They were the best part of the episode. Because and all of these characters are from all of the people that was in the retreat are from the comics. So just so you know, they are from the comics. And it was awesome. That's where they got the whole thing where they actually got her to start talking. And they were like, okay, they started asking her what she did. She pulled out her phone and started reading some of the text she said. They were like, girl, what are you doing? It was especially when the vampire was talking, that was funny. Mm-hmm. And then when they found out what Josh did, they're like, oh, we're finna go ride on this dude right now.
Yes.
Let's ride on. We're finna go ride on this dude. I'm like, dude, Josh, you about to die a very messed up death. When you got like 6 superpower people coming after you.
They should have killed him. But like, I guess we'll see. Because like you gotta recreate, it's like a genetic thing. So you have to recreate her genetic code for you to possibly, if you want to become a Hulk.
And I don't think it's gonna work the way they think it's gonna work. So
yeah, like that's not gonna.
Yeah. I mean,
like there's no way to completely replace your gene sequence. You have to change your gene sequence. If you don't, you're gonna get something else happening.
Well, and the whole reason why it worked with her because she's Bruce's cousin. They're cousins.
Yes.
So
I think people keep overlooking that part. Like, she got infected from him, therefore that's why she's that way. Not, there might be also a genetic component as to why, since they were doing that experiment before, and Bruce, was one of the few that lived. Like
everybody else died. I think people forget that too.
Like, are you missing that part? What makes him different that he lived? Maybe she has the same thing that she lived. But like, if he was to bleed on somebody else, they might not live.
Yeah, because it's toxic. Gamma is toxic.
It's a toxic chemical. Compound that they create. But okay, let's ignore all that part. And this is like, it's fairly common knowledge, so it's not like you ain't know none of that.
Yeah, like in the MCU, you obviously know because they've talked about it multiple times about how many people died when they were doing that experiment initially, and like because the big thing before was how did he live? Like how did he survive that much gamma radiation and exposure hitting his body at that time?
It's like the Avengers are big names, so their information's obviously out there.
I mean,
their stories are out there, so we're ignoring all of that part. Okay.
I mean, just go watch Hawkeye. I mean, they had a whole play.
Yes, we're going to ignore all that part.
Yeah, so that was the part that I found kind of okay. And that's another thing that I will have to say about the series that I'm kind of like not liking is that I feel like the people whoever are trying to get our blood, we should have seen something about them before, because we only got 2 more episodes. There's literally 2 more episodes. I'm like, we don't know anything about them, so we don't know who's trying to get our blood. We don't know anything about them, and I think that's going to probably be a problem because I have a feeling it's going to feel rushed the next 2 episodes as far as that plot thread is concerned, because they still got to show Daredevil, and I'm guessing Daredevil is going to be the main cameo for the next 2 episodes. Because he did not show up in this week either, and they didn't do a post-credit scene. They haven't done a post-credit scene for the last 2 weeks. I think there hasn't been a post-credit scene. So
no,
I mean that's one of the issues. Now this episode wound up being kind of a heartwarming episode a little bit by the end of it, just like the previous episode with the whole Mr. Immortal situation, which I still think that dude's hilarious. So it wound up being like 2 episodes that were kind of back-to-back heartwarming a little bit. But I really like what they did with Emil Blonsky. Tim Roth was like he's having fun, like he's having a blast playing the character now, because he's basically just being a self-help guru, which I find to be oddly funny. I just find it to be oddly funny. Especially when you know what happened in Incredible Hulk in 2008. You're like, yeah, he wasn't nowhere near that. So It's just a funny dynamic to see that go back and forth. And you're like, do you really trust this guy? And then you're like, well, you kind of have to, because, I mean, he really is helping people.
Exactly.
Go figure. Like, go figure, he's really helping people. So I thought the episode was actually pretty decent, even though I still kind of didn't like the whole at the beginning, of course, with the whole Jen thing. But once they did the group stuff and you got to see some of the other characters in the group, I thought that was hilarious. I just thought it was hilarious the way that all came together and how they was actually able to help her overcome her issues, as it were. Anything else you want to add from this one?
No, not really. I guess we'll, see how it all plays out. But again, Jen is gonna be hurt that somebody who she thought liked her is actually just there for the She-Hulk.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing now they kind of would have brought in like Mike Coulter for at least an episode or something. Luke Cage, because like that way it would have been a little bit better, especially if you know anything from the comics. Because in the comics, Jen is Luke's lawyer, so at least would have had that. But I guess they couldn't get him. The whole thing with Daredevil, I'm starting to think they probably should have kept that a secret, just because showing him in that mid-season trailer, that's all people been looking for. And then they showed like his the helmet part of his suit in the post-credit scene on one of the episodes, and I'm like, y'all are not helping yourselves with this, because everybody wants to see Charlie come back.
Nope, we're gonna keep teasing. We're gonna keep messing with you. Matter of fact, we are gonna wait. How many episodes is this? 8 or something?
This is 7. This is 7 because it's 9 episodes in all. This week was episode 7.
So 9 episodes. So we're saying on the 9th episode, in the last 2 minutes, is
that's
y'all gonna do, and y'all got to deal with it.
Well, we know they're gonna have. It's good. He's gonna be in at least another scene because he's talking to her at the bar. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a courtroom scene between them two. I'm guessing.
That's what you think.
I'm guessing.
that could have been cut. That could be on the floor.
It could
in the editing room.
And
all you're gonna get is him walking at the very end.
And that's it.
A Luke Skywalker moment. He's gonna come in, and then that'd be it.
And then he's gonna cut the black. That would be messed up. But overall, I'm enjoying the series so far, because I think it's a much needed break from all the serious stuff that they've been doing. It's a comedy, and to me it works for the most part. I think the best thing about this series has been the cameos and the D-list characters getting some chances to shine, and they've gotten good actors to play those characters, so it actually works as well. I understand why some people tend to pretend like it's the worst thing ever, but honestly, you have to watch it. You have to watch more than one episode before you can claim something's trash. And I'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
You can't watch one episode, claim it's trash, and then no. Especially something like this, because it's actually not bad. It's actually really not bad.
Because if you only watched one episode of Scarlet Witch, that would have been a wrap.
Oh yeah,
you watched the first episode.
Yeah, I mean that's why they dropped 2 episodes that first week, because they knew. Because I was sitting there looking like, man, and the only reason I was staying with it because I'm like, I knew where they were going, so I had an idea of where they were going. But I'll tell anybody, them first 3 episodes, I can understand if people got mad. I can completely understand if you got mad.
I don't think getting mad is not the word for it. If you just tuned out and you're like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like, not for me. Like, you don't have to watch every single Marvel something or another.
Yeah.
So people could be like, oh, well, I'll wait till it's done and I'll just read the recap online and call it a day and move on.
Or just binge it. And then, so I can understand that. But I've seen too many people. I've seen too many people on a lot of shows claim something is garbage off of watching one episode, and you're like, dude, you haven't even, like, you kind of need to watch a little bit more than that, in my opinion, before you can claim something is. I give everything a 4-episode limit. I give everything a 4-episode limit. So if it doesn't pick up by that 4th episode, like, okay, this probably ain't for me. But this series, I don't mind it. It's not that bad. So, as far as Andor is concerned, I still got like to watch. I still have to watch that because the last couple weeks have been a little bit crazy for me. So I still got to watch those episodes. I think it's 4 because they dropped 3 opening week. I don't understand why they do that. I don't understand like y'all dropped the first 3 episodes, and these I'm thinking the episodes are like 15 minutes. No, they're 30 and 40 minutes. Y'all dropped all 3. Y'all dropped 3 episodes in 1 week. So I'm having to go back and do that. So yeah. Once I get those done, we'll figure out how we're gonna do that. But anything else you want to add, Vicky?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So let's see. We got this. We got 2 more weeks of this. There's 2 more episodes of Rings of Power, and we're just gonna do a full season review of that. And then because I think we got a lot of stuff dropping before the end of the year too. So yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be a lot of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed this little quick review, and we will see you guys next week. Anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
Yeah, as always, come on by the Fangirl Review stream Mondays and maybe another day during the week. I don't know. We'll see. It's always up in the air. But usually I aim for Mondays at about 7:30 p.m. EST. Come on by on Twitch. I'm going to try to start doing some more streams on YouTube. So make sure you check out the YouTube. Yay.
All right. Also, Winging the Podcast is back tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, stop by tonight. I'm going to try to let everybody know what we're doing tonight at the podcast. So, yeah, join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you guys next week at 10 a.m. Peace.